Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hwanseung News, 26th of July 2023. Now, I've had a couple of questions wondering what the word Hwanseung means and how it relates to this channel. Well, actually, if you see, the English translation of Hwanseung means to transfer. Now, I believe that in life, we transfer a lot. We transfer jobs, we transfer money, we transfer transportation, okay? We transfer countries. But one of the good reasons I got this word registered as my company in Korea is I get a free advertising millions and millions of times a day. And I'll give you an example why. Have a look at this. Okay, we've got, this is on the subway, Seoul Metro system. We've got the Hwanseung on there, the Hwanseung notice. It's a transfer. Okay, so boom. Can you imagine how many carts on the train would be showing this at the same time all day round? Another one here, this is line 2. Another one here, we're looking at the gates for transferring between the lines, okay, for the carts. Another one here, Hwanseung between 3 lines, okay, that is a very big station in there. And this one as well, another Hwanseung as well, transferring as well. Okay, and this one at Incheon International Airport is also a big Hwanseung as well. Hwanseung between planes. So it's kind of like a subliminal free advertising for my company. You know what I mean? So I think I'm onto a pretty good thing right now, as it is. I'm just willing to grow and deliver this channel in a way that I can, promote my business of professional business English for executives at large Korean corporations, and eventually branch out to headhunting and later on finance. That's the big dream, the big plan. But anyhow, I will post a separate intro video for that later on and include that as the home video for this channel. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback how to develop and work on improving this. And I was made aware that the voice quality was quite low, so I found out there was a Windows, the quick little fix that I fixed there, so that's all done. Okay, anyhow, let's go on to it for today, the Hwanseung News. Okay, so the first one is, number 1, the number of mosquitoes in Korea's urban centers doubles. Now, these mosquitoes are very pesky little insects, okay, and they're very, very annoying, and I'm sure most countries have them. But if you have a look at this, it's doubling because we're in the middle of a monsoon season. Thank goodness on today's news this afternoon, the monsoon season is forecast to be ended by the end of this week. But they are vulnerable to heat. So the temperature over here has been very, very fluctuating. Every day it's like raining hardcore, and then also then sunny and very dry, and then very humid there. So the mosquitoes have been flourishing in that environment there. The worrying thing is now that they probably laid some more eggs at some wet, moist conditions. So we're probably going to expect another war with these mosquitoes there. I was actually attacked by a mountain mosquito. They're called Adidas mosquitoes because if you look at them here, they have white stripes on their body. Okay, the Oriental tiger mosquito. One of these guys attacked me 9 times on Saturday night, so I've been very itchy on my back. Look out for these ones because they are very different from the regular mosquito in the city. Okay, alright. Now the next headline I'll go on to here, and you can see here, number 3, nearly 1 in 3 lawmakers have criminal records according to a report. And now a lawmaker is a member of parliament. Okay, the government here. What do you think would be a common conviction, a criminal conviction that these guys would have? This is Korea, and we like drinking, so surprise, surprise, we can see driving under the influence was the most common crime with 38 counts, or 57% of the total number of politicians with a criminal record. White-collar crimes such as fraud and embezzlement were next with 10 counts. My question, and what I'm really wondering is, like, if you have a criminal record, perhaps some of it could be passed. Everyone is, should have the right to, be forgiven for a mistake. But when it comes to things like fraud, sagi, and embezzlement, stealing money, that kind of thing, there, would you really trust a politician who was convicted of that? That kind of a past. You remember we had the politician from the opposition party who said he lived very frugally. We touched upon that word yesterday to mean you're very careful with the money, saying he had like $10 shoes and stuff, but he had $6 million in cryptocurrency that he had traded just before laws were passed to make the trading of cryptocurrency more transparent. Okay, so yes, politicians, they are a very colorful bunch of people. I have permanent residence here, but I'm not allowed to vote for the government. Only local government I'm eligible for there. I did have classes for members of the ruling and opposition party directly about 3 years ago, just before Corona hit, and they were very, very nice people. One of my students is the man who's actually met Kim Jong-un of North Korea the most times out of anyone in South Korea, so he was quite high up. And another minister from the ruling party, she became the startup minister for the current government. Okay, so I hope that I had some influence and some impact in my instruction and classes for them. Okie doke. All right, now let's go on to this one, number 4. South Koreans' life expectancy higher than OECD average. Okay, so we can see here we are living longer. Okay, and a lot of this you can see here is the average life expectancy for OECD countries was 80.3 years old. Okay, Korea is now on 80, so it's the second highest after Japan with 84.5. Okay, so we're 80.3, and then Japan is on 84 there. So I put a lot of it down to our medical system. We have a public medical insurance system where you pay monthly installments into, and it's very good coverage. The unfortunate thing, people, is that a lot of some foreigners who come into Korea, especially Chinese tourists have been singled out for this, are really milking the system. Okay, so if we look at that definition, milking the system, they're using the system for their own benefit. Okay, we can see here, gaming the system, also rigging, abusing, cheating, milking, playing, working, breaking the system. Okay, using the rules and procedures meant to protect the system, instead manipulate the system for a desired outcome. So there's even Chinese students coming here making YouTube saying how to rip the system. They're paying $100 into the public insurance system per month, and they're getting about $200 worth of benefits, such as skin massages at Oriental clinics and dental scaling, which is subsidized for about 50 New Zealand dollars, or 35 or 37 US dollars. The other thing I like to attribute our life expectancy to here is the sense of family support for most people. Unfortunately, there are elderly people who do suffer without that. And Koreans in general like to live healthily. Yes, we do have fast food, and it is becoming very popular among the young generation here. But in general, our food is relatively healthy, and I really do hope you do get the experience to try that thing. You might be having a lot of access to Korean barbecues and stuff like that overseas, but there is a plethora of very nice menu of K-culture food available in Korea for your enjoyment. Okay, should you come and visit us over here. Okay, now the next question here, the next headline here we have is number 10. The first August weekend will be Incheon Airport's busiest this year. Incheon Airport, you may or may not know, has been voted the world's best airport for 8 or 9 consecutive years. I believe it's now Changi Airport in Singapore. But yes, the peak vacation season for workers will be the first week of August in Korea. There was a headline that on Monday that about half of Koreans this year will not be taking a summer vacation due to financial constraints, perhaps because of the economy, having a difficult time. Yes, Incheon Airport there, they've got an average of 178,000 daily travelers. Okay, that's up 183% from last year. So they're expecting a very, very crowded time at Incheon Airport. Thank goodness, though, guys, Incheon Airport is, it's voted number 1 in the reason for a world because of its efficiency, the ability to handle traffic numbers of congested, terminals and planes very, very efficiently. And you'll see that this picture here was actually from Incheon Airport. It's Hwanseung, okay? It's transferring. So that was a very nice thing to see going on when I was traveling to New Zealand in March this year with my family after resigning from my previous full-time job at a private institute. Okay. All right, now the last one here is we've got Height Jinlo. Okay, hops on new beer trend as sales of Kelly overflow. You may or may not have seen Kelly overseas, but Kelly is a beer made from malt from from Denmark actually, and its sales have just gone through the roof. Okay, so let's have a look at that definition there. Sales gone through the roof, meaning okay, to rise at a very high level. Prices have gone through the roof. Okay, they literally skyrocketed there, and it is a very smooth beer, and they're selling it. It actually, guys, at the big supermarkets, the hypermarkets. Okay, the hypermarkets that sell everything from groceries to car tires to clothes to furniture. They're commanding a lead of 49.6% compared to Cars. You may be aware of Cars has been the traditional dominant leader for the last 10 years. We even had Gordon Ramsay come to Korea and shoot a commercial for them. But Height Jinlo has they're running a 2-horse race ever since they launched Terra. They launched Terra in 2019. Terra was the fastest new brand to make up a couple of 100 million, like I think 90 million bottles sold in 99 days. Kelly did 100 million bottles in 99 days since its release in April this year, and it is a very smooth beer. And if you see some of the advertising that it's showing on the TV and internet, there it is targeted towards a young generation and those who are looking for a beer that is in between Max for its smoothness and Terra for its refreshingness as it goes down. Okay, so it's smooth and it's refreshing at the same time. So yeah, with just 36 days of its release, Kelly sold 1 million boxes. You can also see down here, look at this, the bottling plant. Look at that, Kelly and Terra side by side, very solid. And you'll see this arrangement at the local hypermarkets. They have very, very powerful presence, and they do have a very strong following with the young generation. Okay, because of its unique bottle color and retro design targeted at the younger generation. Okay, don't forget with the younger people these days, whiskey highballs, Suntory whiskey highball, Jim Beam highballs. They're are very, very popular. It's all the big rage among drinkers these days. And I believe that originated from the pandemic. People were drinking at home. We didn't have so much Hwasiks, which is a company gathering or a company dinner sponsored by the company, and so people were finding or getting their alcohol fix in a more closed setting and enjoying it that way. All right. Well, anyway, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Feel free to let your friends know about this channel. I will be broadcasting about this time every day. Monday to Friday will be a 10 to 15 minute video. And remember, we are transferring. We transfer in life all the time. We Hwanseung all the time. We Hwanseung countries. We Hwanseung transportation. We Hwanseung money. We transfer jobs. Okay, we're doing it all the time, and that's why I've named this channel and my business as Hwanseung the Transfer, or for that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything, guys. Those were our people. That's Hwanseung tonight.